Now, welcome back to our regular scheduled program. Sisters, you already know what it is. Welcome back, welcome back. Listen, season 5, episode 2, my boyfriend's back. Now, we'll get into it at the end, or what I thought it should have been called, but we're going to get right on into it, okay? It opens up with Preston and Danny at the airport, and Preston is, baby, I'm begging, baby, I'm begging, begging, baby. Baby, I'm begging, baby, I'm begging, begging, baby. He is begging, child, okay? He's like, I'm going to go on back home and marry Melody or whatever her name is. And if you say you don't want me to go, I'm going to stay here and pursue you. Now, Danny's all emotional because she's like, well, you already kind of made up in your head what you want. And you never mentioned to me about, this girl that you got at home that you took a break from. And he was like, I know, but I'm telling you now. Listen, child. In that moment, she all emotional. She turning around crying and stuff. And Danny, like, you can clearly tell Danny is really kind of inflicted, like how she feels about this situation. Yes, I know he got a lot of stuff that he need to grow up on and figure out. But at the end of the day, Danny really cares about him, and she likes the way that he treats her. So I just feel like she just go ahead and be like, well, stay. You know what I mean? But instead of her being so tough, and I think he actually did say that also, like, you being so stubborn. Instead of being so stubborn, just give in. Like, you gonna let a good man walk away, and then you're gonna be mad for the rest of your life, and you're gonna play the what if game that people always be playing. Danny, just do it and let this man stop begging, okay? And then he was like, I'm gonna wait until you get off work. Well, he said, he kind of suggested, like, I'll wait until you get off work. And she's like, no, you already made your mind up. Now, listen, if I was Preston, I would have waited, okay? And just popped up because she kept on saying, I'm at work. I can't be all emotional. I'm at work. Well, go and get some lunch, Preston, or whatever time of day it is. Take a break. Come back when she get off work. Have a conversation with her and see if it changes. That's my suggestion in that situation. And in the next scene, child, Karen's still in the hospital, okay? She's still in the hospital with her mama, right? Child, when I tell you I'm so over this situation, I'm so over it. I'm like, I need them to speed these episodes up or situations up a little bit. So mama in the hospital with Karen. She walks out to take a little breather in the hallway. And of course, who pops up? Pam. Pam, messy, tessie ass, okay? She walks up and then, the mom is like, tell me what's going on with Karen. She doesn't really want to tell me. And she's like, oh, Pam. Oh, I don't like to be messy. Pam, your middle name is Messy, child, okay? Spill the tea. And her mama was like, Pam, really? Do you remember who you are? And she said, you right, girl. And then she spilled the tea how Karen don't know who the baby daddy is, how she don't want anybody to know she in the hospital, etc., okay? She just spilling all the tea, juicy tea, okay? She's spilling it all, child, okay? But Pam ain't shit, because if she was, in quotation, her friend, she should have stayed there and been her friend and just been like, no, mom, you should just ask her. It's not my business to tell. I'm trying to be a loyal friend, which we know Pam is not, okay? She be acting like she's trying to be, but she ain't, period. So Pam goes in the hospital room with Karen for a minute and speaks while the mom is out. She's asking, like, do you want me to call everybody? Do you want me to call and see, let them know that you're here? Karen's like, no. She was like, well, do you want me to call and let them know that you're here, but don't tell them that you told me to call? Then she was like, yes. And of course, Messy Tessie gonna go ahead and call Zach. Because I don't know why everybody feels like this is Zach's baby. Like, I really feel like it's Aaron's. Like, I don't get it. But, who am I? Like I say always, who am I to judge a situation or how it's written in the scene, okay? So Zach and Fatima's coming home from dinner. And, they're sitting on the couch. Of course, the phone rings. It's Pam. And Pam's like, child, Karen's in the hospital, but you ain't heard that from me. And he's like, is she okay? And he was like, yeah. Pam was like, yeah, mom and I are up here. And he was like, well, then what do I need to come up there for? Like, what's the tea? Is she okay? Then you guys are up there, then good. And she's like, well, maybe you should call Aaron. Suggesting, you know how she is. She like, Pam is really like, you know, that's how her character kind of is. So she's like, maybe you should call Aaron. And he's like, no, I'm like, you know, minding my business. If she's good, then we good. Period. Get off the phone. Now, you know, when they're on the phone, Pam's having these choice words, you know, like, oh, well, is it because you got a new boo? You can't see Karen? All this, you know, just being real messy. Just real messy, child, okay? And then, you know, he hangs up the phone and Fatima's like, what's going on? And he's like, well, it's Karen. She's in the hospital. And she's like, well, do you maybe should go? And he's like, no, remember, we're setting boundaries. So she's good. She got her family there and Pam's there. She's good. And he mentioned, I think, that, you know, she suggested that he called Aaron, but he was like, I'm not dealing with Aaron. Like, that ain't none of my business. We trying to set boundaries here, which I agree. Okay. Listen, in every relationship, you need to set boundaries, okay? When it comes to a baby mama, any kind of baby situation outside of your unit, you need to set boundaries, because if not, then people just walk all over you and just do whatever they want. And being that they're the ex, I feel like they might feel like they have the upper hand on the situation, but guess what, boo-boo? You don't, because now she married, okay? Or she engaged. Well, not on this show, but on the other show. But still, you know, she engaged in my head. So they solid unit. So you can't fuck up that situation at all, okay? Just saying. You can't fuck up that unit. And Fatima ain't one to be messed with, child, at all. Ooh, we already know Fatima is a little rocky sometimes. Child, listen. Then the next scene, Andy's in her car driving. She gets a phone call from Gary. Gary's asking to see her. Now listen, so annoyed by this whole Gary and Andy situation. I thought last episode we got over that when she was in the office of her, the attorney office, in her, you know, her office, and telling him that it's over between us. We're done. And I thought that was going to be the end of it. I thought like a bird, honey, because I thought wrong, okay? I thought really wrong. So she says, yes, under one circumstance. You write a list of all the positive and negative things about me, and I'll do the same for you. And she referenced, oh, it's from a movie. Of course, we all know it's from Tyler Perry's Why'd I Get Married. Janet Jackson's character tells all her friends to write a list because they were going through it with their spouse. So they made a list of the positive and negatives. And if the negative outweigh the positive, then that's your sign to leave. If it's the other way around, that means you stick in with your man or your woman, and you roll so the wheels roll off, right? So her idea is, we're gonna write this list and you're gonna come over and we're gonna discuss this, right? Now listen, you don't need no list. Okay, you don't need a list to know that he's a fuck up. You don't need a list to know that we over him. We don't need a list. And I don't understand why Danny is giving this little opening, right? This little open. You give a little bit, and they run it with it. So she gave this little opening of opportunity to Gary. Child, he all excited. So, you know, he about to probably make this list. I don't know. So then she get a phone call interrupted with Danny. Danny's calling her and asking, has she talked to Sabrina? And she's like, no, I haven't talked to Sabrina. And then she's asking, I think Andy was asking, have you talked to Karen? Because they both have not talked to both of them. They're just, and then Danny is, you know, at that time stating to Andy how some person was coming and investigating Sabrina and all this other stuff. And she's like, well, I don't know, but I'm not sure. But have you talked to Maurice? Do you have his number? She was like, no, I don't. So Danny agreed to go over to to Maurice's house and see what's going on with the situation. You know, it's a situation, but nobody is kind of figuring it out or putting pieces together, because this puzzle is just, you know, it's all over the place, and nobody know what the picture looked like of this puzzle. Okay, listen, child. Then the next scene is Aaron showing up at the hospital, right? Pam is at this point in the lobby area, and she's sitting down, and she's like, well, how do you know? Like, how did you know about this situation? He's like, don't worry about it. Is she okay? And he's like, where is she? And she's like, well, I don't know, and just playing with him. And then I guess he's going in the right direction. She's like, how did you know that was the right direction? Child, listen, I don't know either, but he done figured it out. He goes in there, and Karen's all mad, like mad. She's like, how did you know? Like, who who told you? Like, why are you here? Just going off on him, right? And then she's like, did Zach call you? And he's like, no. And she then is like, did Fatima call you? Because I know Fatima knows Gary. And you know, talk to Gary or whatever. So she was just trying to piece it out. Then she calls Fatima. Fatima doesn't answer the phone. Then she calls Zach. Zach doesn't answer the phone. Then she calls Fatima again. And then she calls Zach again. Zach picks up the phone. And she's completely cussing him out. Going off on him because he done told Aaron about her situation. She didn't want him to know, Then she goes off and tell your bitch to mind her fucking business. Now, mind you, they sit next to each other because in the scenes before they were sitting on the couch talking or whatever, right? Because Pam was there. Pam was calling. So Fatima can hear. She's like, I got your bitch, and going off. Child, listen. She's like, I'm only gonna be one more bitch, okay? But she's all mad about the situation. He's like, okay, well, bye. Like, wasn't us, whatever, bye. So he hangs the phone. Now Fatima all in her feelings because he didn't handle the situation. He didn't nip that in the bud. Like, Karen is really creating a lot of problems in their relationship. Like, she needs to really be put in her place, and she needs to really just go somewhere. Get a therapist and work that shit out, Karen, because you are a problem, okay? You're a problem, period. So Fatima go upstairs. She's mad. She's like, I'm going to sleep. Handle that. Like, you need to go and handle that. I don't know if you need to go to the hospital, put her in a place, I don't know, but figure it out, because it ain't here with me. And girl, the funniest part, he was just like, I know you not sleeping, you pretending because you got a full face makeup and your wig on. You'll never go to bed with your wig on. You always have it like wrapped up. Child, he was like, I'm gonna come back and snatch that wig off. He's so stupid and petty. But still, I can understand her frustration, because when people that are your ex insert themselves somehow in your relationship, it does sometimes create a problem. Regardless of it's them calling you too much, texting you too much, them trying to be around for whatever reason, it does create some kind of friction or problem, because then that causes the other person in the relationship that did not have the relationship with this person to have a lot of fucking trust. You have to trust the fuck out of this person that is now tied somehow with their ex. Karen, your problem, okay? Just go under a rock and hide. I just need you to be gone. Period, okay? Period. Child, then listen. It then pans to Gary walking into the penthouse with Andy. And of course, they're supposed to be exchanging their list, right? They sit down and Andy asks for his list. Child, when I tell you it looked like a little business card, it looked like a little business card. He had a few things on his list, front and back. And she's like, well, where's the rest of your list? Like, where? He was like, well, you're perfect, so I don't really need a lot on my list. She then proceeds and gives him this long list, child, okay? And he's like looking like, oh, dang. And she's like, exactly. And he's like, she's like, it's not going to work. Like, you can't have me. And you need to leave. Because as you can see on the list, the negative outweighs the positive. So there's no need for you in my life. And he's like, not taking her serious, which I don't feel like I would have either if I was a man or a woman, because she's like, you have to leave. Like, no, you have to be stern and serious. And first of all, you shouldn't have even let him in your house for you to have to ask him to leave. But, who am I? Again, who am I? But anyways, back to, what we're talking about. So she then asks him to leave, and he's like, no, you don't want me to leave. He stands up, and Child starts undressing himself, okay? And he's like, I know you want it. And she's like, no, I don't. And he's like, yes, you do. And he's still untying, because I guess he thought at the time when she asked him to leave, he thought that the other guy was gonna come. I forget what his name is in this moment, but he's not, he's not coming or whatever. Child, when I tell you, she's like, and then they start proceeding to try to have like kissing and insinuating like they're having sex. When I tell you, this whole scene was pointless, okay? Her writing the list, pointless. Her inviting him over, pointless. Because if you wanted to smash, then just say that. Just tell him, I want you to come over so I can smash for the last time, and then I'll be done with you. Just say that. We grown. We all grown. And if that was your intentions, to just smash him real quick and then wipe your hands clean, then just say, I want to smash you real quick. And then after that, we're going to be done with each other. Because as you can see in these lists, your negative is way more than your positive. And I can't. So I just need one real pipe me down real quick. And then I'm done. That's what she should have said. Because this whole scene to me was very pointless. And I was mad. I was mad. Like deep in my feelings. Like deep in my feelings about this situation, okay? Tyler, let's not go back with Andy and Gary. We don't need to backslide. We need to move forward. That's it. I'm just saying. Child, and then the next scene, the doctor walks in with Karen, finally releases her. Thank God, after 200 years. I'm like, Jesus, she had been in the hospital for like 200 years, okay? Baby done rotted by this time. It's a grown-ass kid now. At this time, it's a grown kid now at this point. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, so she releases her. Her iron was really low, and her blood pressure was really high, extremely high, okay? She put her on bed rest. So she can't have nothing. She didn't lose her baby, because of the whole bleeding situation. She did not lose her baby. Thank God. I was like, ooh, because I guess the grandma, the mom, she wanted the baby just as much as Karen wants the baby. But I think Karen wants the baby because she thinks it's Zach's. I'm not sure if it wasn't Zach's baby, if she knew it wasn't Zach's baby, would she still be wanting the baby? I don't know. But at this point, I just think she just wants the baby for whatever reason it is that she wants it. I don't know, child. But I'm like, thank God Tyler wrote her out the hospital, because that was like a long time she was in the hospital. And we was waiting, trying to figure out what's going on. You know what I mean? But thank God she didn't lose the baby. Woo. Now, child, then Danny goes over to Maurice's house, and Calvin answers the door. She's in, having a conversation with him, asking if he's talked to Sabrina or Maurice, and he's like, no, haven't heard from them. And, they discuss about how, they were being, Sabrina was being investigated. And he was like, for what? Like, they didn't do the robbery. Like, I don't understand what they're being investigated for. Then they're like, well, Sabrina's like, if you hear something or hear anything, let me know so that I can go ahead and, try to figure out what's going on. Vice versa. I don't understand for the life of me why Calvin did not remember that he got all these phone calls from the police station and how Q was acting all weird. Like, I don't understand how nobody is piecing this together. Like, this puzzle is so broken. It's like pieces are missing. Nobody's trying to put the pieces together and see that the colors are matching. Like, nobody's caring. Like, all that should have been like, really, let me think about it. Because Q was acting a little funny. And I kept on getting all these phone calls from the police station. So maybe I should go to the police station and try to figure something out. Because something ain't right. But nobody. Calvin having a super blind moment, okay? He's like, do. Like, for real. Like, I don't know. I really don't know. But they just, I guess, exchange numbers, and they go on their merry-go-way. And whoever hears from whoever first, then they gonna have, talk to each other and figure the situation out. Good luck. Child, then Zach goes to Karen's house because, I guess he called and to try to Pam to see if she was still at the hospital. She said no, she's at the house. She was released. So he goes to Karen's house. Karen mama answered the door. He's like, I need to talk to Karen. She's like, she's on bed rest and her blood pressure was high, so she can't be bothered. So what do you want? He then proceeds to tell her that, he has a new girl and Karen's being a little too much and disrespectful in that situation. He's happy in his situation, but Karen need to be on a leash, basically. Do you know that this mama was like, and First of all, child, listen, anybody, mama, that know about some bull that your daughter or your son is putting somebody else through, you shouldn't be doing no and. Now, I hope next episode, the mama get into Karen's tail about, Zach, and give her some good advice and be like, child, let him go. Let that situation go and stop being a problem in that man's life. And I hope that, she just saying and to him, not reprimanding her daughter in front of him. I really hope that that's what it is. Because child, I'm going to be mad. I'm going to have to jump through the screen. I'm going to be so mad, okay? Next Wednesday. So she's just like, as long, she then states to Zach, like, you good for yourself. So that means my daughter's going to be good, doing good for herself. Child, we don't know if that's the baby. I mean, the daddy. And she, he was like, respectfully, ma'am, but we don't know if that I'm the father. Respectfully. She was, a little promiscuous around that time. So, respectfully, if I am the child, then of course I'm going to take care of my child. But don't even fix your mouth, okay? Because once I get the DNA test, then that's when we would discuss all the other stuff. And yes, the baby will be taken care of, but not Karen, child. I ain't got nothing to do with Karen. That's my child. That's it. Case closed. Yeah. Child, then the closing scene is Danny walking in to Andy's house while Gary and her are having sex. And she's like, well. And then Gary gets up and runs bucket naked to the room. Because, they was on the couch doing it nasty. Child, it closes just like that. Now, listen. Danny. Danny got a lot to say. And always has a lot to say. So, you already know she going to put Andy in her place. Because she already, when she was on the phone with her earlier, she was like, you acting a little funny. Now she understands why she was acting a little funny, okay? I don't know why. I don't know why she was doing that. And I don't understand why these girlfriends have each other's keys and don't call or text before they just walk in. Because I think Sabrina had did that one time too. I want to say Sabrina had walked in on Danny or somebody. These girls, just because you have a key don't mean you just get to have access to my house and just walk in. Because what if I have a gentleman caller or something? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't have that right. I get the reason why, because they're single women by themselves. I think it's a good thing for a friend to have your key. In case something happens to you, you can go ahead and check in on them. But call me and text me first. Give me opportunity to call you back. And then if I don't, maybe 30 minutes, an hour, maybe the whole damn day go by, and I don't respond, then come over and open the door and make sure a bitch is good, okay? But don't just come in like you live here. That's a problem. Anyways, this episode was just all over the place. Even though it was called My Boyfriend's Back, it should have been called Dumb Decisions. Okay? Because Andy made a dumb decision by having sex with Gary. And Karen having a dumb decision without letting her friends, the two baby daddies, know that she was in the hospital all this time. Those were dumb decisions to me. So I feel like another name should have been Dumb Decisions. Another title, Dumb Decisions. Or another one could have been called Lost and Confused. Because they both, I feel like everybody is lost and confused. Danny's lost and confused about Preston. Karen's lost and confused about how she feel about who the baby daddy and what's going on with that. Andy is lost and confused because she don't know how to let Gary not go. And Sabrina lost and confused because she don't know why she in jail. Everybody lost and confused. I think that would have been a perfect title, to be honest. Lost and confused, okay? I'm just saying. Maybe Tyler should be able to, let me see the episode so I can name them properly, because Lost and Confused, I think, is a perfect name for it. But anyways, you already know what time it is. We about to get into these tweets. The first tweet's from Nay. I really don't like Karen. She's so annoying. Listen, I agree. Her character is annoying as hell. Her being pregnant is just an excuse of why she could be annoying. It's just not right. I think that she needs to evolve somehow, get over Zach, realize that Aaron might be baby daddy, and just be happy that you got a kid. That's it. Please write her in like that. Okay, Tyler? Please, because she's starting to be very annoying. Her and Andy. Next one's from Steph New. Andy is that homegirl that is smart on paper, but when it come to men, dumb as a box of rocks, okay? Listen, child. I had to pick up the fan for this one, okay? Because there are some people out there that is smart as hell and dumb as a cardboard, box of rocks, or whatever you want to call it, okay? When it comes to making decisions or just a lot of stuff. I'm just saying. But yeah, Andy is dumb. There's no way she should have had sex with Gary. She should let him go. Let him go. Gotta let it go. I'm just saying, she gotta let it go. I'm telling you, Andy, just let it go. Period. Next tweet is from Lunaberry. I started back watching Sistas, and I have to say, I can see why I stopped watching it. This show be having me on the edge of my seat. Now, y'all, listen, I don't know what she watch, okay? It sometimes does have you on the edge of your seat at times, but child, I can understand why she let it go, because that whole situation with Andy and Gary, I just was like, I'm so tired of this. I'm so tired of this and how he writes certain scenes like this in the episode. That's what I was wanting to say. I thought she was going to say when she had her tweet, but these tweets are juicy, so you got to keep going. Now, the next one from I Taught You. These days so slow. They be doing so much in one day. I swear they do. They be doing a whole week's worth of stuff in one day. I'm like, I'm tired just looking at it. I'm just saying. Okay, I'm just saying. This one's from RWA. Karen is so damn dumb. Listen. Her being pregnant is not helping the situation, okay? She is like a bag of rocks, like the other one has said. Just dumb. No sense. Come on, Karen, get it together, child. Maybe you need to huddle up with your girls and help, let them help you and actually receive it this time. Because last time they're trying to help you and you didn't receive it, but let them help you, child, because you need some help. Because it seemed like your mama ain't helping right now. Even though she the one around right now, she ain't helping. Maybe they all need to get together, the mama and friends. I don't know. You need intervention or something. I don't know what you need, girl, but you need something. You need something. Listen, this tweet from Hakuta Matata. Andy done made this man do homework, knowing she about to slip him the cootie cat. I'm just saying, like I told you before, that scene made no sense. No sense. No sense. Just tell him you wanted the cootie cat and be done with him. Why make him do the homework that he basically didn't even really do? But I guess you wanted to see that he did a little bit of something. I don't know what Andy's looking for at this point. I really don't. I finally got a mail. So, Patrick Coleman. Finally watching Sistas. What the hell? Preston and Danny is garbage. Like, they really wrote this scene like that? Now listen, usually I don't get tweets from males, but it was very interesting to see a male's point of view for the show Sistas. Now I agree that scene, him begging and Danny I mean, she just needs to give in and just stop making Preston look like no, I wouldn't say weak, because he's all begging and begging and begging and begging for her. But he's giving her too many chances. You either shit or get off the pot. Just saying. Like, you either gonna want me and Danny, or I'm gonna move the hell on. And that's all I have to say about that situation. I'm just saying. He being a little too begging, I'm begging, baby, I'm begging. You remember how he said earlier, you know what I'm saying? Stop begging, Preston, stop begging. Go on and get your lady if she ain't want you. Somebody else will want you, okay? There's always somebody that's gonna want you, period. I think. Yeah. Make sense, but I is the next one. And she was like, the next show is going to be so much drama. Next week is going to be so much drama, child. Listen. And guess who's going to be tuning in? Me. And guess who's going to be doing the review? Me. I'm here for it, even though I'll be talking a lot of shit about the characters and everything. I'll be staying tuned, child, on my seat. Probably with popcorn or cocktail, whatever. I'll be sitting here staying tuned. Sure do. Don't judge me. I sure do. And listen, like last time, like every time, like, share, subscribe, and stay tuned. Zatima review coming real soon. The last 2 episodes were real juicy, so go on and stay tuned to that. Love you guys, as always.